G'day lovelies, welcome back. First up, we're doing a review on this Campmaster portable gas stove. I bought it from Kmart for $25. Now I have been buying these Campmaster stoves for close to 20 years and I personally absolutely love them. Now every time I bought one they've always been black. This is the first time I've seen a coloured one and it is a beautiful army green colour and I really like it. Now just a quick close up in case you can't see later. On the left hand side we've got the locking button. So once we put our canister in, we push the button down to lock position and the canister is locked into place. Now I bought this 3-pack of butane gas cartridges from Foodland. It was roughly $15. Now when I put the canister in, as soon as I locked it into place, I could start smelling gas, which is definitely not supposed to happen. So for the first time ever, I looked at the instructions on the gas stove and I was surprised to see that not all cartridges fit in them. So back when I used to get them, up until not long ago even, there wasn't really a range of them. There was just the 1 or 2 basic brands. So the redhead cartridge is UN2037, which is not compatible with this Campmaster portable gas stove. So lucky for me, I still have a heap of the Gasmate ones, which I use on my other Campmaster portable gas stoves. So the Gasmate cans are EN417, which are compatible, and the other ones that are compatible are UL1478. So you can buy a 4-pack of the Gasmate brand from Kmart for around $4.50. Now the only thing with the canisters is you cannot get them delivered. So you actually have to go in store and get them. I used to buy them at the IGA, but they haven't had them there lately. Bunnings sells them for a 4-pack for around $5.95. And most camping and fishing shops will also sell them. Alrighty, so let's try it again. So we want to open it up. So if you can see around the rim of it, we've got a gap here. And here's the little nozzle piece. We want to line that gap up with this and we want to put that little nozzle in here. So we'll lift that up, get the bottle in. Alright, then make sure we line up the nozzle. And the gap's lined up. And it's in place. Then we want to press our lock button down. And it locks it in place, ready to go. Close the cover back up. So to turn it on, we want to push the knob in and turn to full and let it click. And keep doing it until it clicks. Alright, well that's full blast. So when you first do it, it will take about 10 seconds before the gas comes through. And then you turn it down to wherever you want it. Right down to low. Turn it off. Once I turn it off, I always disengage it. Now if I'm going to use it later on again that day, I'll just leave it like that. When I'm ready to use it again, I'll engage it. Turn it on, push it in, click it. Turn it down to however we want it. Gosh, I love these things. Turn it off when you're finished and always disengage. Now when I want to pack it away, I always take my can out, put the lid on the can, and I'll store that somewhere else, and then I'll just put that back in the suitcase, but I never ever leave the can in there when I store it. Now they are supposed to be used outside, but I sit mine on my stove top, so my whole house is electric, and what I've got it sitting on is the largest Anko chopping board you can get. I bought it specifically to cover my oven top, to give me an extra bench, which works out perfect for things like this. So I'll always make sure my exhaust fan is on, which is above it, and I've usually always got windows open and even a fan going. So when I was going through the instructions, I was shocked to see that you're only supposed to put up to a 21 centimetre pot or pan. Now this is my 30 centimetre cast iron frying pan, and I have always used this with these Campmaster stoves. So just for the sake of today, I'll move it over as far as I can to the left. We're also going to be reviewing this Anko Jaffle Maker, specifically made for these stovetops. I bought it from Kmart for $19. Now I didn't actually notice until I took the paper off of it that it's not a triangle cutting one. From the outside they look reasonably big and reasonably deep, and I like the fact that it's really light. I love how it's got the metal clip at the end to hold the handles together. Now I'm actually holding it in place here because if I let it go, it will sit like this. So either we lean the top up against something, or maybe when we put our first 2 bits of bread in, it'll make it sit properly. So first thing we want to do is peel and slice up as many onions as you need. So I'm only making 2 today, so I'll just slice 1 onion up. Then once you've done that, you want to get your eggs ready to go and your bacon ready to go. So I originally bought sizzle steak and I ended up cooking it up and I wasn't really impressed with it. So this time round, I've grabbed some sandwich steak. At the moment at Coles, it's $13 a pack. So what I like to do with the steak is just lift it out, sit it on some paper towel, just to dry it out a little bit. Mate, these tiny little bugs are doing my head in. Okay, now I've got them laid out. I like to season them. So first of all, salt, then pepper, then up next some garlic powder. So just sprinkle a little bit over each one. Then some onion powder. I don't mind putting a decent amount of onion powder on. And then last but not least, smoky paprika. So I'd rather pinch a little bit and then sprinkle it on. And you just want a little bit on it. Then turn them over. And then do the exact same thing on the other side. So start with the salt. And then stick them on a plate and we are ready to go. And today I am cooking with olive oil. Alrighty, fire it up. So we're going to click it on, turn it on, And now we want to see if we can close these or not. So I'm just going to push them back to the... Wow. Put the lever on. I can't believe how easy that closed. Did you see how stacked that was? Wow. Okay, that's impressive. Alright, this is going to be exciting. Alright, lock her in. Turn her on. Now, I'm just going to go about medium-ish. Put it on. Let's see what happens. Now, let's see what I think. Oh, try putting it on straight. That's pretty cool. Oh, that seems to cover like the whole thing. I like that. Oh, I can hear some popping and cracking. I'm not sure what that is. I'll just turn it over and have a look. I haven't had it on long. I'm just curious. Ooh. Okay. Now let's see what it's doing. Oh, mate. I don't know if you can see that. Ooh. That is so cool. So let's see if you can just see in better light. That is absolutely beautiful. Wowee. Mate, the light is such a bugger. That looks absolutely beautiful. Oh, it's got the crunch. Oh my god, mate. OMG. That was absolutely amazing. Everything on the inside was red hot, and the way it toasted that bread was next level. I can't explain it, but it just made the steak sandwich. I can't believe how easy it was to close with that much filling in it. And I absolutely love the shape of this one. I love how it's whole. Good morning, lovelies. Alright, I thought this morning we'll try some croissants in the Jaffle Maker. Now, I got the Coles 4-pack, which means they're the little croissants. And at the moment, they're $2.95 a pack. I've got some sliced ham and some sliced cheese. So I'll slice it in half. And that is really cool. You can fit 2 in one side. Love that. Alright, I was expecting to fit 1 in. I didn't think we'd be able to squeeze 2 in. That's brilliant. So we can do all 4 at once. So I'll roll 2 slices of ham up for each one. Well, that worked out awesome. That was exactly 1 100-gram Coles packet. Now I'm just going to fold 1 slice of cheese in half and break it. And put it on like so. Alright, now I'll sit all the lids on. Now, because croissants are 90% butter, I'm not going to worry about oiling it or putting any butter on them. Alright, let's see if we can close it. Wow, this thing's incredible. Look at that. It closes with ease. I love that little clip thing that you put on. I can't believe how cool this thing is. So when I was making the steak sandwiches, I was being really rough with it, you know, to test it out. And it definitely scratched up a bit already. Now, I've only got metal tongs at the moment, so I was being really careful when I lifted the steak sandwiches out. But I'm definitely going to invest in a pair of tongs with the plastic on the ends. So as long as the inside stays perfect and it doesn't scratch, I'm not really bothered about the outside. I cannot believe how easy that closed. They're pretty high. Let's toast these bad boys up. Oh, look how quick that did that. Alright, I'm turning that down a bit. Alright, so we do want it lower. So we only want it to just be touching, because we need it to melt and heat through. That was pretty quick. Alright, so I've turned it down so it's just touching. Alright, let's see what it's doing. Wow, it did it real quick too on that side. It must have still been heaps hot. I've got my puffy pink tongs. Yep, so the 2 in the middle. So, okay. So to do croissants, we want it really low. So the two in the middle, safely say they're burnt. This one is beautiful and that one's on its verge. But oh, mate. Oh, what a bummer. I didn't think to have it really, really low. Oh, well, I'll know for next time. And there definitely will be another next time, because how cool is this? And even though the cheese is melting, if that was a bit lower and slower, it would have been beautiful. Alright, so this is a burnt one and it still tastes awesome. Now we're going to check out this Geek Chef cordless hand mixer. It comes from their rechargeable series. I bought it from Kmart for $26.10. And with one pass, delivery was free. So we've got a nice black base and we've got the USB cord. I love that it comes with the beaters and it also comes with a whisk. I love that this is a rechargeable unit. Well, it looks awesome and I love the way everything fits into the base, including the cord that goes in near the handle there at the bottom. So I went through the user's manual and it said for the first time, make sure you recharge it. It takes 5 hours to recharge and you treat it the same way you would treat your electric mixer. So it says once it's fully charged that you don't want to use it for more than 3 minutes at a time. Apparently it's got some inbuilt thing that when it overheats it'll turn itself off and then you have to wait 3 or 5 minutes it was to cool down. That's pretty much what I got out of the user manual. Alright, so I took the tag off of the switch. Now let's see, low. Oh, look at that. Don't know if you can see that. The bottom light's really green and the other ones are lighter. That's high. So the fact that it's come straight out of the box and it's still got some charge, I'm hopeful that I'll be able to charge it before I go away and it will still be fully charged when I need it. So now we'll just charge it up. So I'll just straighten the cord and then the plug holes here down the bottom. Alright, so we're plugged in. Now that makes sense why there was a gap here. I couldn't quite work it out before, but it said in the instructions you can charge it on this. Just move that out of the way. So if we put it in there, the cord can freely sit there. Alright, let's set it on. Yep, that's pretty straightforward. So the light is going up and down, so it's charging. So basically when it stops flashing and everything's green, it's fully charged. So it says it takes 5 hours, but because there's already some charge in it, we'll see how long it takes. That took 2 hours and 45 minutes. All the lights are solid green, so she's fully recharged. So I'll turn it off at the wall, take the plug out, close up that little plastic thing, and mate, we are ready to rock and roll. It's been sitting there for 24 hours to replicate charging it the day before we go away. So I think the most important thing is making sure we don't accidentally turn it on while we're putting our thingy-majiggies in. Now apparently they just go straight in. So in a bowl I'm going to put 300 ml of cream and 1 tablespoon of pure maple syrup. Now I'm going to set my timer for 2 minutes 50 and now I'm going to beat it on high until 250 is up or it's thickened. Wow, that's full high. That's what you call low on your electric one. It's weird, it is going fast, it's just really quiet. How interesting. It feels weird not having to watch the record too. Look, I could be tripping, but that looks like it's thickening really quick. That's really weird. Oh, that's crazy weird. I can't believe how quick that's doing it. Stop. Alright, I'll just put that there to see if hopefully you can see. We have got thickened cream in 1 minute and 28 seconds. Like, what the actual... I did not see that coming. I thought it was going to take ages to whip. That's actually incredible. I don't think I've ever whipped 300 ml of cream that quick. I'm sure I haven't. So to eject them, we just push the big button. Okay. I'm absolutely wrapped so far. Now this is exciting. We are now going to find out if we can make chocolate mousse from a box in the bush. Normally we'd be using cold UHT milk or cold normal milk. But today, for those guys who cannot eat dairy, I'm going to actually give it a crack using almond milk. So we need 1.5 cups of milk in with the powder. Alright, set the timer for 2 minutes 50 and let's go. On full the whole time. Alright, on low first. Just so you don't suck up all those beautiful fine powders. Alright, I can't believe it's thickening up already. What are we at? Exactly 1 minute 50. We've got 1 minute to go before it will start to overheat and shut off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We've now got 10 seconds before it will shut off. So I'm going to turn it off. I don't want it to actually shut off because I wanted to keep it. So well, that's been 10 seconds. It didn't shut off. It's actually thickened it right at the same time as you need to turn it off. A whole chocolate mousse. Alright, let's see what happens if we keep going. It should turn off at any second as the 3 minute mark. Oh, there you go. There you go. So it might not be the exact 3 minutes, but it didn't shut itself off, and we've done it perfectly. That's incredible. I'm actually pretty shocked. I don't know what I was expecting. It doesn't seem to whisk it really fast, but it actually is. It's just because it's quiet. It's pretty insane. All right, I'm just going to turn it on and see how bright the lights are. I mean, there's still full 3 solid green lines. Alright, now I've just got to clean all the walls off and stick them both in the fridge. Okay, so I was kind of shocked at a couple things at once. First thing, it beat it perfectly in the 3 minutes. And the second thing, it worked really well with the almond milk. And then when I tasted a little bit before I put it in the fridge, I personally think it actually even tastes better than milk, which is insane, and I can't believe I'm saying it. It has just made it absolutely perfect. So the next day, after making the chocolate mousse, we made my bush apple turnovers. And then the day after that, we made instant pudding. Now I'm absolutely spewing. So because the video was going to be so big, I had to edit it in sections. And somehow when transferring this section for the apple turnovers and the instant pudding, it wiped out all the video footage and left me with 2 photos. I don't have the ingredients to do them again, so I'm just going to have to do the apple turnovers at another time. So the instant puddings I would have done on the 3rd day. I used the almond milk. They did not set. So for instant puddings, almond milk is no good. But the mixer was absolutely fantastic. Good morning, lovelies. This morning we're going to make some fancy French toast for Mother's Day. So the thing that makes it fancy is using a sliced brioche loaf. Now it is really expensive at $8.90 a loaf. That's why it is a very special occasion thing. I bought this loaf from Coles. We're going to need milk. I'm going to give the almond milk a crack again. 2 eggs, a banana, peanut butter and maple syrup. Now it has been exactly 7 days since we charged the mixer. So normally I would stir the mix up using a whisk, and I always forget my whisk when I go camping and I end up just using a fork. So with this little mixer unit, it's pretty brilliant that it's got a whisk with it, because even if the mixer goes flat, you can just still use the whisk manually. Now normally we wouldn't beat it with a whisk, but we've got it here and I want to see if it lasts the 7 days. So into a bowl we want to put 2 eggs and 1/4 cup of milk and roughly a tablespoon of maple syrup. Alrighty, let's give this a go. I've never used a whisk on a mixer before. Okay, I'll go low I suppose. It's so cute. Look at that, we've still got 3 bars after 7 days. I'll tell you what, this mixer is awesome. $26.10, come on now. Look how quiet it is as well. I absolutely love it. Well, I'm just going to say it. I absolutely love this mixer. It really will change the way you cook in the outback. I love it. Alright, now we spread some peanut butter over. So I don't do it heaps thick, but I don't do it thin either. And I'll do it on both. And we want to cover the whole surface on both of them. Then we want to flip it over. So we want a nice little chunk of butter. Exhaust fan on because I'm doing it inside. Put the can in. Lock it into place. Now this time I'm going to put it on a bit of a lower heat. Alright, let's go medium. Alright, so I've got it on a medium heat. Once our butter is almost melted, we want to put it in. Make sure we're covering all of it. In she goes. You know when you get those mornings you just shouldn't have got out of bed? This is one of them. So the battery just died, so I hope I haven't left it too long. Alright, get that butter over. Oh, some banana on the top. Drizzle the maple syrup over the banana. And you have got one very Moorish breakfast for Mum. And then those that are not keen on the peanut butter, you can, apricot jam is amazing, strawberry jam with strawberries on top, or my absolute favourite is plain ones. So I'll lock it in, turn it on. Look, exhaust fan, there's still plenty of butter in there. And there's probably enough egg mixture left for another single slice, so we dip it both sides. Oh, mate, one of those mornings, there's a fly here that's gonna die. Okay, first one on, a little bit of maple syrup. Second one on. Banana, I absolutely love banana on these. The kids used to just love them with just maple syrup. Maple syrup over the top of the banana. Oh, mate. And you have got one very Moorish breakfast for mum. The Campmaster portable gas stove. Mate, these things never let me down. They are absolutely brilliant. $25, absolutely incredible. Every household in Australia should have one. Even if you don't go camping, they are absolutely brilliant as a backup when there's no power. A bummer about the redhead bottles, but the Gasmate bottles are absolutely awesome. The one we were using is at least 3/4 full still. Great value for money. Well, the Jaffle Maker, $19. Apart from the scratches on the outside, which really don't bother me, the way it toasted those steak sandwiches was next level. And I cannot believe how much fit into it. It's not the stove's fault, and it's not the Jaffle Maker's fault that they burnt. That is completely on me. I didn't expect them to all fit in there, and I was kind of really excited about it, and then just blew the rest of it. But lesson learnt for you guys, on low, fantastic. And same with hot cross buns. I reckon they would be awesome in there as well, on low. The rechargeable mixer, OMG. Another fantastic item that I'm absolutely rapt about. On the first day, it whipped the cream up so easy. It whipped the chocolate mousse up with ease. On the third or fourth day, I've lost count. I made the instant pudding and it absolutely whizzed through that as well. We whisked up the French toast mix. For $26.10, go out and get one. Overall, I'm absolutely and completely wrapped with all three things. Now, I know a few of you are going to ask, where did I get my new dinner set from? I bought it from Kmart online. It's called the Maison range, and every single piece costs $3.50 each. So to get a complete 4-piece set will cost $70. So what I did is I bought 2 of everything one fortnight, which cost me $35, and with one pass I got free delivery. And then the next fortnight I bought 2 of everything, which cost $35 with free delivery. And that's how I could afford to get them. Well, there you have it, lovelies. It's not often you can say I absolutely loved every single thing I got. Thank you so very much for watching, and have yourselves a lovely week. I'll be back. Toodles.